Class 10. The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. In the previous video, we discussed about that how the revolutionaries had started their own attempts to get rid of the conservative rule. In this video, we will go through the period of revolution in which various revolutionaries fought for their rights and tried to free themselves from the clutches of the conservatives. So let's begin the part 3 video of the chapter The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. In this video, I highlight the following topics. Number 1. The Age of Revolutions from 1830 to 1848. Number 2. The Romantic Imagination and National Feeling. Number 3. The Massacre at Joe's Painting 1824. And number 4. Hunger, Hardship and Popular Revolt. And at last, number 5. 1848. The Revolution of the Liberals. The Age of Revolutions 1830 to 1848. The period of 1830-1848, Europe witnessed great tension and unrest. On one side, conservatives were trying to become more powerful. On other side, the revolutionaries were attempting hard to bring liberalism and nationalism in Europe. Revolutionaries were mainly educated. Middle class elites such as professors, school teachers, clerks, and members of commercial middle classes started revolutionary activities in many regions of Europe, such as Italian and German states, the province of the Ottoman Empire, Ireland, and Poland. The first such incident took place in France in July 1830. The liberal revolutionaries overthrew the Bourbon kings and at its place a constitutional monarchy with Louis Philippe as its head was established. The July Revolution led to an uprising in Brussels, which resulted in the separation of Belgium from the United Kingdom of the Netherlands. October 4, 1830. A major event that served for inculcating the nationalist feelings among the educated elite across Europe was the Greek War of Independence. The independence struggle of Greece in 1821. Background: Greece was under the Ottoman Empire since 15th century. The nationalists in Greece were supported by other Greeks who were living in exile, and even the West Europe people who had sympathy for the Greek culture also came forward for their support. Various artists and writers also supported Greek struggle. The English poet Lord Byron, he not only organized funds for struggle but he also participated in the war, where he died of fever in 1824. Finally, a Treaty of Constantinople was signed in 1832 that recognized Greece as an independent nation. The romantic imagination and national feeling. The notion of nationalism did not come because of wars and territorial expansion only. Even culture also played a significant role in creating awareness about the importance of nationalism. Various artists and poets took help of their poems, stories, and music to express and shape nationalist feelings. This cultural movement, carried by poets, writers, and artists, came to be known as Romanticism. Romantic artists and poets were the criticizers of reason and science. Instead, they focused on emotions, intuition, and mystical feelings to inculcate a sense of shared collective heritage and common cultural past. Johann Gottfried Herder. He was a German philosopher. He claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people. Das Volk. He said that the true spirit of nation can be popularized through folk songs, folk dance, and folk poetry. He stressed on the collection of these forms of folk culture as it was essential for the nation building. The emphasis on vernacular language and the collection of various folk tales, folk poems, etc. served two purposes at a time. One was recovering an ancient national spirit, and another was to create awareness about nationalism among the illiterate countrymen. This was especially so in the case of Poland, which has been partitioned at the end of the 18th century by the great powers Russia, Prussia, and Austria. Though Poland didn't remain as independent territory, national feelings were kept alive through music and language. Karol Krepinski. He was example celebrated the national struggle through his operas and music. This resulted in the formation of folk dance like Polonaise and Mazurka into nationalist symbols. One such attempt of collecting folk tales was done by Grimm brothers. Grimm brothers, who were active participants in the movement, for freedom of press saw French domination as threat to German culture. They believed that folk tales collected by them can serve for the creation of German national identity. Language too played an important role in developing national sentiments. When Russia occupied Poland, it forcefully imposed the Russian language in schools and churches. In 1831, an armed rebellion against Russian rule took place, which was, however, crushed by the Russian ruler. Following this, many members of the clergy in Poland began to use the Polish language as the weapon of resistance against Russians. Polish began to be used for all the church gatherings. This resulted in the imprisonment of a large number of priests and bishops. Some of them were sent to Serbia by the Russian authorities for not using the Russian language to preach. So the use of the Polish language was seen as a part of the revolutionary struggle against Russian dominance. The Massacre at Jo's Eugene Delacroix's painting, 1824. The French painter Delacroix was important French Romantic painter. This huge painting depicts an incident in which 20,000 Greeks were said to have been killed by Turks on the island of Chios. The incident, focusing on the suffering of women and children and using vivid colors, artists sought appeal to the emotions of the spectators and create sympathy for the Greeks. Though the 1830s is recalled as the year of revolutionary attempts in Europe, it is also recalled for the hardship and the hunger that struck Europe. Let's have a look at this hunger, hardship, and popular revolt. During the 1830s, Europe had faced severe economic hardships. During first half of the 19th century, population gradually increased. The problem of unemployment in Europe. People of rural areas started migrating to the cities in search of work. This led to setting up various slum areas in these cities. Small businessmen had to bear the brunt of tough market competition because the cheap goods were imported from England. This was because of usage of machinery in production. In those areas where aristocrats were in a powerful position, peasants had to face the burden of feudal dues. Not only this, the rise of food prices led to a worsening of the situation. In 1848, food shortage and problems of unemployment increased in Paris, led to Louis Philippe to leave the city. A National Assembly announced republic and granted voting rights suffrage to all males above the age of 21 and guaranteed the right to work, and national workshops were set up. Another uprising in 1845 in Sicilia. Weavers revolt against contractors. The payments made to weavers by contractors were reduced to a very low amount was the reason for the revolt. On June 4, 1845, a large crowd of weavers entered the contractor's house where they destroyed and damaged almost everything. The contractor fled with his family. After a gap of 24 hours, he returned back with an army and 11 weavers were shot. Till now, we read about the revolution done by the peasants, weavers, and the poets or artists. But parallel to these groups, some more groups had also initiated the revolution in their own way. One such revolution was the educated middle classes of the European countries, the revolution of the liberals. As we know that February Revolution of 1848 in France had resulted in the removal of the monarch and the establishment of a republic with universal male suffrage. Still, there were many parts in Europe were not yet declared as independent nation states. They were Germany, Italy, Poland, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and so on. Liberal middle classes, comprising both men and women, started demanding a constitution with national unification. They demanded the nation state based on parliamentary principles with a constitution, freedom of the press, and freedom of association. In Germany region, a group of political association that consisted of middle class professionals, businessmen, and rich artisans gathered in the city of Frankfurt and decided to vote for all German National Assembly. On 18th May 1848, 831 elected representatives gathered at Church of St. Paul to take their places in the Frankfurt Parliament. They drafted a constitution for the Germany nation, headed by a monarch as per parliament. When the deputies offered the crown, which was subject to some terms, to Frederick William IV, King of Prussia, rejected to become monarchical head. He not only rejected it but also joined other monarchs to oppose the elected assembly. The parliament never paid attention to the demands of peasants, therefore, it never got any support from them. Finally, assembly was forced to disband with the help of troops. Though everyone was fighting for liberalism and the right to vote, the issue of extending political rights to women was still controversial. So let's look into it, the liberty and equality of women. Women had participated actively in various revolutionary struggles. They had also formed their political associations, founded newspapers, and had participated in political meetings and demonstrations. But they were not given suffrage rights. They were not allowed to stand in the visitors' gallery as observers at Frankfurt Parliament in St. Paul Church. In 1848, conservatives realized that only by granting some concessions to liberal nationalist revolutionaries they can handle them. The following were the measures granted by the monarchs in 1848. Number 1. The abolition of serfdom and bonded labor in the areas of Habsburg dominions and in Russia. Number 2. Habsburg rulers also granted the right of self-government to Hungarians in 1867. While all these political changes were taking place in Europe, some more events took place which laid the foundation stone of the making of Germany and Italy. In the next video, I throw light on making of Germany and Italy. Thank you. Keep learning sharp.